Okay, the next type of logarithm that we're going to talk about, you'll notice that it has no base number written. When you don't see a base specified, it's assumed to be a 10. So log 100 is the same as log base 10 of 100. So when you evaluate this, it's 10 raised to what power is 100, which of course you're going to know x is going to be 2. Now you could still do the common base thing, but you're going to know hopefully that 10 squared is 100. So on this one, you think of it as log base 10 of 1. So 10 raised to what power equals 1. And anything, in order to get 1, it's going to have to be the 0 power, so x equals 0. So on this one, we would have 10 raised to what power equals 1/10, or 10 raised to what power is 10 to the negative 1, because remember, reciprocal tells you it's a negative exponent, so we get the answer to this would be negative 1. So that is how you can do these as well. So moving on here, you should notice a pattern, and actually if we take a look at our calculator, you actually have a key to evaluate logarithms. So for example, if I wanted to do log, oh, it's not letting me do that, so hold on. Okay, so if I do log of, say, 1,000, you'll see we get 3. If I were to do log of 1 over 1,000, I'm going to get negative 3. So hopefully you can see the little shortcut. Since we're talking about a base 10 system, 1,000 is 10 to the third power, 3 zeros on the end, so you get a 3. 1 over 1,000, so we're going to, so you can really, or you can think about moving the decimal point. So this would be the same as log 0.001. So we're going to get a negative 3. So there is that, that makes these really easy to evaluate. So for example, when you look at this next problem, you should be able to recognize that log of 1 over 1,000 is going to be negative 3, and negative 3 squared is 9. On this one, remember this is 10 to the 1/2 power, so we'll do this one a little differently. So we have 10 raised to what power? Let me do the 5 at the end. So we have 10 raised to what power is 10 to the 1/2. Okay, so then x is a half, so we're going to have 5 times a half, which is 5 halves. Okay, on this next one, 10 raised to what power is 10 to the 1/3, because it's the cube root. So we get a third for this times a negative 3. So we end up with negative 1 for an answer. So think about this. 10 raised to what power is 10 to the 4th? So that's just 4. Okay, now what happens is log base 10 log base 10, and then when you raise it 10 to the x power, or 10 to the 4th power, log base 10 and 10 to a power, those are inverse operations. So in effect, you're undoing raising 10 to the 4th power, and that's why you end up just getting that 4 back. On this one, same thing is going to apply, because the log base 10 and then 10 to the power are going to be inverse operations. They cancel each other out, so you end up with just the square root of 5.